Okay, so today is going to be exciting. Today we are going to start a new session for this book, day one. We don't usually call the initial couple days as day one. We start counting the day one from when we really start doing the practices. So these we call it day zero, or maybe the preparatory days, where we just talk a little bit about the universal laws, the universal philosophy behind this book, and just setting the foundation. What are we going to do this book? A little bit of more background. I had been practicing this gratitude since 2008, and then specifically this book since I want to say about 9.5-ish years. You may like some of the new practitioners, their feedback is there is some repetition in this book. But please understand, this is not a novel, this is not a book that you read and forget. This is a way of life. This is a practice that you incorporate in your day-to-day life. And that is why there are like 28-day practice. And even under the banner of Inner Anchors, that is my company, we read this book at least 6 to 7 times a year. We don't read it once and forget it. I keep bringing it back. Okay. So, day zero, foundational day one. Do you believe in magic? My humble request would be if you have any question, please save your questions to the end. I try and finish the reading in about 30 minutes. And then if you have any doubt, by all means, I'm going to give you some time to ask the questions. So please save your questions till the end. If something pops in your mind afterwards, you can always bring it to the next day or ping me separately uh, outside of this discussion as well. Hope that helps. Let's continue. Do you believe in magic? And the picture, if you look at, is all a lot of glitters, a lot of lights, beautiful picture. And a lot of the chapters in this book has quotes at the start of each chapter. And the quotes you are going to notice is coming from different belief system. They're not all coming from one belief system. And once you reach the middle of the book, or once you reach towards the end of the book, you're going to start drawing a lot of comparison, like a lot of the different belief system, their teachings and their rituals are very similar. Okay, so we're going to draw that conclusion as we progress through the book. So here the quote is from Roald Dahl. He's a writer, or he was a writer rather. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. This is a very powerful quote. If you believe in something, you're gonna find it. And same thing goes for magic. A lot of people, when they are young, when they are little children, they all believe in magic. They all believe in miracles. This happened with me. This was a miracle. Even a flying bug is a miracle. Looking at the fireflies is a miracle for children. But as we grow, we stop looking at the miracles. We do not notice miracles as much as we used to when we were little. So that's what Roald Dahl is saying. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. Remember when you were a child and you looked at life in a total wonder and awe. Life was magical and exciting, and the smallest things were utterly thrilling to you. You were fascinated by the frost on the grass, a butterfly flittering through the air, or any strange leaf or rock on the ground, right? We have all experienced that in our childhood days. Everything was beautiful, everything made us, gave us surprise, everything gave us the moment of awe, excitement, and somehow, slowly, as we were conditioned in life, as slowly our limiting beliefs came more and more on us, all of that awe or excitement somewhere is left behind. You were full of excitement when you lost a tooth because it meant the tooth fairy would be coming that night. And you would count down the days to that magical night of Christmas. Even though you had no idea how Santa Claus could get to every child in the world in one night, but somehow he did it, and he never let you down. So think about kids breaking their tooth. What they did was they would put the tooth under the pillow, and somehow somebody called Tooth Fairy came and put the money there. How exciting was that? What was that? That was a miracle. For the children. Adults knew what was happening, but for children, they didn't care. They were happy when they lost the tooth. Think about the Christmas night. I'm gonna just mute everybody. Thank you. Think about the Christmas night. Everybody, all the children are waiting for a gift. But if you put the logic to it, how is Santa Claus going across the world on the same night and delivering all the presents? How was that possible? But yet, when we were children, we never questioned it. We accepted it as a fact, and next day morning, we were happy with all the presents that we got. Santa Claus never let us down. Reindeers could fly. There were fairies in the garden. Pets were like people. Toys had personalities. Dreams came true. And you could touch the stars. All of this we have experienced. Santa Claus goes around with the reindeers. So reindeers were flying. Miracles were happening. Fairies were visible. Everything. We have experienced all that when we were little. Your heart was full of joy, and imagination knew no limits. This is so true. Now, every time as adults, when we think about if we have a dream, if we have a desire, the first thing that comes to our mind is, will that really happen? How will that happen? A lot of doubts kicking, a lot of limiting beliefs kicking, right? But when we were little, everything that came to our mind was possible, has no limits, and we all believed that life is beautiful and magical. There is an exquisite feeling many of us had as children that everything is good, that every day promises more excitement and adventure, and that nothing could ever thwart our joy for the magic of it all. When we were children, and even when I look at my children, not the older one anymore, but still the younger one, he's happy to get up. He doesn't want to sleep at night. He wants to be awake and continue to do whatever he's doing, right? Because when we are little, when we are children, people who are still kids right now, the little people, they still see magic in everything. But somehow, as we grew into adults, responsibilities, problems, difficulties took their toll on us. We became disillusioned, and the magic we once believed in as children faded and disappeared. Sometimes, including myself in one phase, not anymore, people look at their old pictures, and the commentary that come out from them is it really me? Did I look like this happy at some point? What happened to me? I don't even recognize myself in these pictures because I have changed so much so. Why? Why did that happen? It is because we stopped seeing magic in everyday life. Everyday life became problem, something to solve, responsibilities, bills, finances, and difficulties. And more of these things came upon us, the less and less magic and miracles we started to see in our life. It's one of the reasons why, as adults, we love to be around children so that we can experience that feeling we once had, even if it's just for a moment. What happens when we spend time with children? And a lot of adults actually enjoy it. Some adults are so bogged down with their difficulties and problems that they are not able to enjoy it. But a lot of adults enjoy this, spending time with the children. Why? Because they anchor onto the children's imagination and they go wild in their own imagination. They forget about their problems for some time. They start seeing miracles again through the eyes of children. Adults, very little time they spend time playing the board games. But a lot of adults will sit down with children and they start playing the silly board games, Flip 7, Ludo, all of these, Carom, Uno, right? I'm here to tell you that the magic you once believed in is true. Now, this is Rhonda Byrne saying that whatever the magic you believed in when you were little, it is really true. And it is the disillusioned adult perspective of life that is false. And I strongly believe in this. I know this is a slightly formal setting, but if you see me in an informal setting, I'm not this. I'm not this what you see me right now reading this book to you. I can be um, I can be very mischief. I can be very loud. And I can be somebody who's enjoying the moment in at the time. And it can be any moment. And I'm okay if people are laughing at me with me, right? So the adult perspective that has come upon us is primarily because of our responsibilities, our problems, our bills, our finances, and limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs is a separate discussion. That's not the scope of this book. Okay. But what Rhonda Byrne is telling us is go back to your childhood and start believing in the magic that you once believed upon. The magic of life is real, and it is as real as you are. We are all sitting here, right? We are all on this call. We are real people. Some of us are on the camera, some of us are not on the camera, but that's fine. But as real as we are, the magic of the life that we experienced when we were little is also real. In fact, life can be far more wondrous than you ever thought it was as a child, and more breathtaking, awe-inspiring, and exciting than anything you have seen before. When you know what to do to bring forth the magic, you will live the life of your dreams. Then you will wonder how you ever could have given up in believing in the magic of life. What is Rhonda Byrne saying now is whatever you have experienced as a child, first of all, that is true, right? You can bring that magic back in your life. And she is going to show us the steps how to bring that magic back in our life throughout this book, throughout the practices, throughout the 28 practices that we have in this book, right? And once you start living, once you start doing these practices, and once you start experiencing the change in the mind shift, the change in your thought process, you will go back and you will wonder and question yourself, how did I ever give up all of that magic that I once experienced in my childhood? And believe it or not, a lot of practitioners, when they practice this book, a lot of the practitioners are repeat practitioners. Like I said, we read this book at least 6 to 7 times a year. And they keep coming back, right? Because this is not a book that you read and forget. This is a way of life. This is a practice that we incorporate in our daily life. So when the new practitioners come in and when they start practicing after a few days, some people right after a few days, some people can be after a couple of weeks. It's all good. Every pace is good. Their feedback is, I feel so different. I feel so positive towards life. I'm happy all the time. I am able to count my blessings so much, right? And this is what I am saying based on what I have heard from other practitioners and the repeat practitioners who keep coming back. And this is the key thing. The next paragraph is the key thing. You may not see reindeer fly, but you will see the things you have always wanted appearing before your eyes. And you will see the things you have dreamed of for so long suddenly happening. I just want to read this line one more time, and I'm going to add a word there. You may not see, as an adult, see the reindeer fly. See, if I sit here and tell you, you're going to have such a big mind shift that you're going to start seeing all those miracles that you believed in the when you were little. One of the miracles that we talked was we believed in reindeers are going to fly. Reindeers were flying with Santa Claus to deliver all the Christmas gifts. You're not going to believe me, right? Like, yes, reindeers don't fly. But what does Rhonda Byrne mean when she says all those miracles are going to come back in your life? What she means is you will see the things you have always wanted appearing before your eyes. Anything good that you want to happen in your life, it will start appearing. You will see the things you have dreamed of for so long suddenly happening. And this is true. Once you start practicing, you're going to see all this come to you. You will never know exactly how everything weaved together for your dreams to come true because magic works in the invisible realm. And that's the most thrilling part. This is very beautiful. See, magic we may not be able to catch all the steps throughout the process when something dear to you is coming in front of you. But something is working behind your back to do exactly what needs to happen so that your desires starts to come true. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so you may not see step by step what is happening to work in your favor because all of that happens in an invisible realm. We cannot see everything with our eyes, but the end result of you getting what you dreamt of or you getting what you desired of, you're going to be very thrilled when that happens. Are you ready to experience the magic again? Are you ready to be filled with awe and wonder every day like when you were a child? Now, the question is to you. Do you want to experience the same kind of things? Do you want to live in the awe? Do you want to be surprised? Do you want to be happy? If the answer to all of that is yes, then get ready for the magic. See, the one thing I'm going to say is we are all adults, right? We have lived an adult life and we have seen the outcome. The outcome is foggy brain. The outcome is not happy. Outcome is fear, anxiety. I'm really working hard, but I'm not getting the result. So that is the outcome we have all experienced after we chose to become an adult in our mind. We will age. Our age is going to increase and our body is going to reflect that age. But let's try to become a child again in different perspectives, in different aspects of our life. And we will start experience more and more magic in our life. And even if you have a little bit of doubt in your head, how is it possible? What is she talking about? Be patient, trust the process, and continue with the practices, and you're going to see that shift in yourself. Our adventure begins 2,000 years ago when life-changing knowledge was hidden within a sacred text. So now she's taking us back to some of the knowledge, and we're going to continue reading. The great mystery is revealed. And this is key. We have all read this in different form, regardless of our background, regardless of our cultural influence that we have had. The following passage comes from the Gospel of Matthew in the Holy Scriptures, and it has mystified, confused, and been misunderstood by many people over the centuries. So she has taken it from the Gospel of Matthew, but even the other cultures have heard this, seen this, read this in slightly different format. Whoever has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken from him. So when we read this, this seems very not good in a very polite way. Anybody who has something, whatever that something is, will be given more. And anybody who doesn't have something, and something you can imagine anything in your mind, even that little bit will be taken away from him. That doesn't sound fair, right? Because why does it not sound fair? You have to admit that when you read the passage, it appears unjust, as it seems to be saying that the rich will get richer and the poor will get poor. How is that just? How is that fair? Whoever has will be given more, and whoever does not have even what he has will be taken from him. But there's a riddle to be solved in this passage, a mystery to uncover, and when you know it, a new world will have opened up for you. The answer to the mystery that has eluded so many for centuries is in one hidden word: gratitude. Now, we're going to read the same sentence and we're going to put what is the missing word, or what was the riddle that was put in front of us. Whoever has gratitude will be given more, and he or she will have an abundance. So if you want an abundance in your life, what do you need to have? gratitude. Whoever does not have gratitude, even what he or she has will be taken from him or her. If we do not have gratitude for something in our life, what does gratitude is replaced with? Gratitudes get replaced by entitlement, attitude, right? And once we fall under that category, whatever we have will be taken away from us. By the revelation of one hidden word, a cryptic text is made crystal clear. 2,000 years have passed since those words were recorded, but they are as true today as they ever were. If you don't take the time to be grateful, you will never have more. And what you do have, you will lose. So, very consciously, we have to make an effort to find our blessings in life, to find the gratitude in our hearts, to be thankful for whatever we have. And the promise of the magic that will happen with gratitude is in these words. Once you start experiencing gratitude in your life, in your heart, what happens is if you are grateful, you will be given more and you will have an abundance. So, whatever I'm going to be grateful for today, if I am grateful for my health, I will have more of my health. If I'm grateful for my knowledge, I will get more opportunities to enhance my knowledge. From the Quran, the promise of gratitude is equally emphatic. So now we're moving towards a slightly different culture. But like I said, regardless of the cultural influence you have had, the saying is pretty much same. And remember when God proclaimed, if you are grateful, I will give you more. But if you are ungrateful, verily my punishment is indeed severe. So again, the same thing. If you are in gratitude or if you are grateful, you will be given more. It doesn't matter what religion you follow or whether you are religious or not. These words from the Holy Scriptures and the Quran apply to you and your life. They are describing a fundamental law of science and of the universe. So, one thing I always try and make clear is this book, we are not discussing any religion. Whatever the belief system you follow, please continue to follow. There is no, there is, that is not something Rhonda Byrne is trying to influence or I am trying to influence. Okay? We are not touching the religion. We are not trying to influence your belief system or the culture you follow. This book is going to focus on laws of science. Today, what we discussed was just the fundamentals. But going forward, you're going to see some writings from the Holy Scriptures, some writing from different belief system. But at the core of it, we are going to stick to the laws of science and the universe. Okay, we are half past after 9 a.m. here where I am. I would like to stop and we will continue reading the universal law tomorrow. I will stop sharing, but I do want to give you guys, if you have any question, anything you want to bring, anybody wants to raise anything. My session was that good, huh? Everybody understood everything. I feel good about that. Thank you. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much for joining. Have a magical day. Experience the miracles in morning, afternoon, night, wherever you're joining from. And we are going to read again tomorrow, 9 a.m. EST sharp. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care and talk tomorrow.